What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate, reverse rants, no hate. So, this has been a topic of the week, okay? Of course, I'm referring to Alycia Baumgardner and her failed drug test. Now, I want people to understand reality, okay? And facts. When I say facts, I'm not there to know what any of these fighters do. That's a fact. When I say your ass wasn't there to know, but you've made up your mind that you feel like someone's guilty, right? It's a fact you wasn't there, right? Okay. Now, based on someone's testimony is what we listen to. Okay, there's two sides to a story. Once you've made up your mind before you even hear the other side of the story, well, in fairness, are you being fair? Okay? To say, oh yeah, but well, there's nothing else to hear because blah blah blah. Right? Okay. Now, let you. Any one of us can be accused of something we didn't do. I know I've had my share of being accused of things that I didn't do. And you want to know, sometimes it took years for the truth to come out. Sometimes to the person accusing you, the truth never came out. Okay. Now, let me go on record and say, at this point, from the time you hear this news, okay, the reality is she's guilty until proven innocent. Systematically. Okay? Think about when the police say you're innocent until proven guilty, right? If I'm innocent, why am I cuffed? Why am I being arrested if I'm innocent until proven guilty? No, if you're arresting me and saying I'm innocent, that doesn't add up. So you're guilty until proven innocent. If any type of, you know, injustice is being done, that should also be brought to the light. Okay, so my thing is, for anyone, including myself, that thinks that Alycia Baumgardner is more than likely guilty, that's understandable. No one's saying, I'm not saying she's not guilty. Okay, I'm just not saying that she is guilty based on this. Okay, I'm just giving her the benefit of a doubt to be able to say and show some type of proof, right? Which, how is she going to do that? So here's my thing. The same way she is being accused of being dirty, she's a fighter. She is a human being, just like the people at VADA and any other of these testing programs where there are human beings. We always hear talk about corrupt officials, corrupt judges. What fight were they watching? Oh, the judges was in their pocket. How many times have we accused a judge of being in the pocket of a fighter? Didn't Paulie Malignaggi just make that same claim about Devin Haney when he fought Loma Christ? Didn't he make the same claim? Oh, the judges were in the pocket. All right. Okay. Didn't Teofimo Lopez make the same claim that the fight was set up for Devin Haney to win after he said George Kambosos was better than Devin Haney? He was better than Gervonta Tank Davis. He was better, than Ryan Garcia. But all of a sudden, Devin Haney goes and spank him twice in his own country. So everything was basically George Kambosos rules. But somehow it was set up that, for Devin Haney to win. Everything, right, we see, people forget these things. These are claims and accusations that people make. And what proof are they using? No, they're telling you what they think, but they're saying, trust me, I know this. Nobody is fucking going after these guys for making those claims, right? So even me playing the video of what Jessica McCaskill had to say, let's not play stupid, people. That's why even like we talk about plea bargains, half of y'all running your mouth has probably taken a plea bargain for getting pulled over by a cop. And if you haven't, hopefully you never do. But you know what? Sometimes something need to happen to you in that sense, so it can wake you up and make you look at things from a different perspective. I'm just looking at everything. So my thing is this, right? Other than her sample being contaminated in that lab, accidentally, her sample being contaminated in that lab purposely, or her being set up, okay, is the only three options she has. It's the only three options that she has. And the fourth would be if somehow they just had a faulty test. But aside from that, what else can she prove? Right? That she's clean. What evidence would she have? She's going to piss in the cup and say, okay, test me now. No. More than likely, okay? No. If those four scenarios that I just said is not the case, then she's definitely dirty. My whole thing is hear both sides before you start. That's what I do. Y'all do what y'all want. And for the record, when you hear me make a video telling people to shut the fuck up and I blast people, it's not because they disagree with it. I don't care that you disagree. I know I got good sense in my head. I wasn't there and your ass wasn't either. What I'm saying is, you're not going to come on my channel telling me, oh, come on, man, you got better sense than that. You smarter than that. Fuck you. Who the fuck are you to try to tell me what I'm supposed to feel? What I'm supposed to say? I'm not a robot. I'm a man and I say what I feel. I don't say things just to say it or because it's the popular thing to say. Alycia Baumgardner. Aside from those four scenarios I just gave, if that's not the case, or somebody put something, which would be a fifth scenario. So we got, let's give this, okay, now these are possibilities. So this is what I'm saying. Let's look at the possibilities. She was, her sample was contaminated on purpose, accidentally, right? Someone put something in her food or drink that she wasn't aware of. That would be somebody in her camp, right? Somebody trying to set her up, right? Or they had a faulty test. You understand? So that what I'm saying, take those possibilities away. Then it comes down to she took something and basically, she failed. What they say? She failed 2 tests, then she passed afterwards. However it went. For Alycia Baumgardner to be guilty, right? Me to determine what I'm going to say in her regard is still going to tie it into everybody else. I just want to hear the final verdict before I do so. But I'm pretty much going to say this, and this is going to tie into everything that I'm going to have to say in this situation. So when you hear me, if you watch the very first video, what did I say? This shit has to stop, man. Like, this is ridiculous. Because it's just every time it's a big fight, especially. This is when you see this, right? The most that somebody popped dirty. Okay, then you got to also look at this. We don't hear too much from people from VADA, from these testing. We don't hear. All we hear is somebody pop dirty. Dan Raphael spoke about VADA and said that they're the very best. They're professionals and they are people. Okay, I don't care about a title. A title is just a title. That doesn't make you a good people or a good person. We think people are good people because they become rich or because they graduate, from college with several honors. That doesn't make you a good person. It just means that you're good at what you did. You accomplished goals. That doesn't make you a good person. Oh, he's a pastor. So what? Yeah, he's committing adultery too. So that doesn't mean that because that you have a certain title that you're infallible, or you don't have criminal intent. Huh? How many kids have been molested by priests? So we're not going to sit here, this is what I'm saying, and act like we're only going to look at one side of the coin. Plain and simple. You know what people are starting to say now? There's people starting to say, and you can watch the videos. Now, I'm not listening, and this is other people. People are starting to say, I don't think Alycia Baumgardner is dirty. And you want to know what they're starting to pay attention to? The same things that I'm saying right now. Now, I never said she wasn't dirty. I'm just not saying she is. The same way with Connor Bent, with Dillian White, the first time, but see, it's 3 times for Dillian White, okay? Okay, anybody. Roy Jones had failed a test. Holyfield had failed a test. Okay, so what I'm saying, for anyone, I never, because I hear, oh, this person failed the test, jump conclusions and say, oh, guilty. It's like, let's hear what happened. Let's, let's hear. What is so hard about that? I'm going to give you two examples of something, and then I hope I can find this video that I saw the other day, last night as a matter of fact. But I want to tell you something, okay? People screw up. And I tell you all these stories. These are true stories, okay? These are not scenarios. I tell you all these things because these are things I've witnessed. You can't tell me what I witnessed or didn't. And you can't, well, yeah, but it's not different. People are people, and there's no human being, dead or alive, above human error. One, me and my dad have the same name. Okay? First, middle, and last. We went to the same doctor. Never at the same time, but we went to the same doctor. The office we went to moved. Okay? And when they moved, actually the doctor that we had, he was up in age and he wound up retiring. So with the new doctor, my dad went there before I did. Okay, I went there because I was stuffy, terrible allergy situation, and I was feeling miserable and had a head cold, whatever. So I needed her to prescribe something for me to clear this up because it was miserable. Well, you have that nurse that you come in, they take all your information, and then the doctor come in and see you afterwards, right? The doctor comes in and, hello, how are you? She addressed me, and then she's sitting there, and then all of a sudden the doctor this is the first time I've ever seen her, and she's seen me. She looks at me. She looks at the chart. She looks at me again, and she's like, right? And then she says my name. I said, yes. And she goes, oh my God. And she's like, no, excuse me. God, that it's true. Black really doesn't crack. Oh my God. And I'm like, okay. And then she says my name. I say, yeah, that's me. She goes, you were born in 1940? I'm like, no. Is your birthday September? I said, no. You don't have a herniated disc have a hernia? No. Your name is first, middle, and last. I said, yes. Then I looked at it and I said, okay, wait a minute. And I knew my father's situation, but I didn't think about it offhand. And then I'm like, my dad comes to this doctor's office, right? Your guys moved from up there. You wasn't up there. And up the hill. No, I said, okay. That's my father's date of birth, and he has a. Oh my God, okay. Because I'm looking at you like there's no way that this guy's that age. Like, no way. Like, so then, my point. The charts got switched. Why? Because the nurse saw the name, didn't pay attention that it was more than one. And she pulled his file and not mine. That's a mistake. That's a mistake. Okay, but I'm not stupid. I know I don't have a hernia. My dad had a hernia. You understand? I know I didn't. I know that's not my date of birth, but that's my name. First, middle, and last. We have the same name. I'm the third. I'll give you something else. I used to work in this nursing home. You know how the courier people come and they drop medicines, and then you have the people that come and pick up urine samples. They send things out. Well, they used to have these little red trays, and it wasn't a good idea to keep. They used to leave them in the hall because when the lady would leave, the guy would come there like within a half an hour. And I said, that's not a good idea. These things should be in the hallway. And then two, you got residents. Anybody can tamper with this stuff. It's like, why is it in the hallway? And they were like, yeah, that's true. Well, this nurse basically had a small little office, and I remember. So what they had me doing, I was a supervisor at that time in another department, and they had me come down. And I would she had these little red trays, right? She would have the samples in there. So I would come in, and basically they had us inspecting this room daily because of dust and just everything. There was a lot that was going on in the building at the time too. Okay, well, so I'm standing there and she, hey, how you doing? Whatever. I watched this lady. The trays were like in fives. I don't know if you guys ever seen them, and they put the urine samples in, put them in a thing, cover it, and then you take them out. So what I would do, they would have us move them, and it was a room down the hall. Now she could have did this herself, but then when these people come to pick it up, I would be there, and I said, why don't y'all guys have security do all of this? They're right there. But it's one of those things where, so I see this myself. Nobody's telling me this. Well, she's in there. She's labeling them. Let's just say it's like number one was a red sticker, number two yellow. She would, but all of them should have the same stick. But she would just do this, and what she would do is color code them. So when she put them in, the 5 she would have, because each 5 would go in the separate, trays. So there was like 5 across and maybe 10 this way, however it was. I watched that lady stand and go, oh shit, I think I fucked up. And I said, what'd you do? Shit, I think I labeled this wrong. That's human error. Now let's say, because we did random drug testing where we worked, and let's say somebody in there had something in their system, and because she labeled the little container, they give those little brown colored containers with a little white cap. Okay, let's say that that's what happened. And then they're telling somebody, well, something came up in your system. Do you think she's going to be honest enough to admit it? And the fact that I was standing in the room, maybe for conscience sake, she thought shit or feel like he probably won't say nothing. Who knows? But she stood and said, damn, oh, wait a minute. She's like, I forgot which one was which. So what happened? Now, maybe nothing came out of that because whoever, she made a mistake, but it came back clean. Do you understand? Shit happens. All I'm saying is people try to act like nothing can't go wrong on the other side. It's all just the fighter alone. This is what probably happened, okay? Alycia Baumgardner took something. It got leaked. Or it's always somebody that might know something that you don't want them to know. And to not make ourselves look bad, now it comes out. But nobody's looking at Vada. They're just looking at the fighter. It's like this, right? You want to clean up the streets. You want to end drug. You want to put these, get these drugs off the street. That would be like, we're going to arrest the drug user, the drug addict, but not the drug dealer. Or we're going to arrest the drug dealer, but not the drug supplier. Now, the truth is, without the drug supplier, the drug dealer has nothing to sell. Okay, but they're always going to be a drug supplier somewhere for the dealer, right? So guess what? It all goes hand in hand. You have to get all of them. And for the drug user, well, most of them check in rehab and then check out. They have to want to help themselves. But if they have no drugs to take, what are you going to start doing? Buying over-the-counter products to try to make their own drugs? But you have to get everybody. It can't be just one. Everybody involved is guilty. That's the point. So all I'm saying is, I don't put it past Alycia Baumgardner to cheat. I don't know her. Okay? But I also don't put anything past Vada or any of these companies because they are aware. How do you know a fighter is dirty 3 days before the fight, but allow the fight to happen? Then all of a sudden the fighter tested positive. But you knew this already. With Conor Ben, it was 3 weeks. 3 weeks. And who's the one that said that first? Who I heard it from first was Eddie Hearn. And remember, Eddie got blasted by so many people. Like, then why would you knew this and you didn't say anything? And Eddie's like, well, what was I supposed to do? Why is it on me to say, look, Vada, we all knew this. So my whole thing is, all parties involved was my words, and people agreed to that. Yes, they're all guilty. So what I'm saying, I don't know why people are so childish to it. They hear what they want to hear. I never told anybody that you're wrong for thinking Alycia Baumgardner is dirty. I said, I just want to hear everything before I say all of what I really want to say. And I'm going to say more. I'm saying most of it now because pretty much, okay, I don't think anybody's wrong for saying that Alycia Baumgardner is dirty. I never told anybody don't make judgment. Don't. No, I'm saying just look and think. This information that we hear, right? It could be more to it than what we even know, than what's even being said. Do you put it past Vada to be dirty? Do you put it past any other company out there to be dirty? So how is it that the fighter is automatically dirty? But the testing, they're not. These people are not. No, they're clean all of a sudden. You hear me make the example about dirty cops. Oh, these are fine officers. They're trained. This is their job. Why would they do that? Then all of a sudden the video shows different. See, but that's the problem when you cannot prove what you say. When it's your word against someone else's word, especially a powerful organization where, well, how are you going to prove us wrong? I've worked for places where I've heard managers tell the workers, who do you think they're going to believe, me or you? I'm important in this motherfucker. We can replace your job like that. Yeah. But in front of people, smiles, real friend. Please, man, stop it. So this is what Aries is summing up. Say it one more time. I am not saying Alycia Baumgardner is innocent. I'm just not blasting her because I don't know. We haven't heard the final verdict. Do you go to a movie and watch half the movie and say, oh, I don't have to see the rest. I already know how it's going to end. Or do you sit and watch the whole movie? I know I sit and watch the whole movie. Bottom line, Alycia Baumgardner is guilty until she can prove herself being innocent. This bullshit that's been going on in boxing has been going on for so long. And it makes you think, how many fighters are out there right now that's being celebrated that was probably cheating but never got caught? So my whole thing is, when you heard me say, and you saw the thumbnail, you heard me say it, boxing needs a change. All right? Boxing as a whole. Michaela Mayer, Leonardo too, anybody else that she's fought and beaten, I wasn't shocked. I knew. I'm sure. The only thing I'm shocked about is that Michaela Mayer didn't respond the exact moment that she heard about it. If anything, same thing. Now she wants to call her a cheat. They all want to try to. She's been cheating all along. Now you're making accusations that you have no proof of. The same way we're waiting for her to try to come up with some proof. We have no proof of that. She may have very well, but do you see anything in that Michaela Mayer fight that make you think that she was taking something? And everybody was telling how tired she was. So what boost did she get in that fight? What did you see different? So this is what I'm saying. Now let's take Aaron Pryor, who, like I said, Panama Lewis. Give me that bottle. No, not that one, the one I mixed. Aaron Pryor and Alexis Arguello are both dead tired. They're both, you can see the wear and tear. This is a great war. They just keep fighting no matter how tired they are. And all of a sudden, Aaron Pryor comes out, and somewhere in the middle of that round, he just out of nowhere right? And just decimates Arguello. Like energy out of nowhere. Do people get adrenaline rushes? Absolutely. Does stuff happen? Absolutely. Now, if just think about what I'm about to say. If Panama Lewis never says, give me that bottle. Nah, not that one, the one I mixed. Let's just say he saw the bottle he needed and they gave him that bottle. Does anybody ever have a story to tell about Panama Lewis and Aaron Pryor cheating in that fight? No. Which means we would have just credited Aaron Pryor for being a warrior, and he just, hey man, this dude just his adrenaline kicked in, and simple. So we don't have a Panama Lewis story at that point. Not with Aaron Pryor in that particular fight. And this is what I'm saying. We hear his voice saying this. So my point is, let's not sit here and put halos over the employees of VADA. Over their heads like, oh, they can't do no wrong. So all I'm saying is, to clean up the sport, things got to be different. It got to be changed on both ends. I did, in the community section, I asked a question about what would be the best possible way to clean up boxing, to make sure that, like, to prevent any shady business. Now, if you do, example, see, this is what people overlooking. You go to do a urine sample. I know with athletes with different sports where the testers are in the room with you. Like, they make sure that they give you that, just nothing in your pockets, nothing, so they're giving you, and you come out with that, it goes to them. You cap it, it goes to them, they take it. Okay, they're watching you, but who's watching them? And I'm always going to have that mentality because I've seen too much shit and seen too many people get bamboozled with bullshit. So here's what I'm saying. Let's say they do that, right? But at the same time, okay, let's say it has to be live, recorded, marked, labeled, sealed, and okay, when the testing happens, everything has to be live. They cannot touch this again until it's time to test. And when it tests, it's tested and it's live, okay? Where somebody's there as a witness to watch VADA. But that costs money and it's unnecessary. That's what, see, this is the shit. People will shoot down anything that will make everything come to full circle with, you can't hide this. They can do more random drug testing. They can do it for all fights, not just big fights. It's still going to be a way for them to slip something in and somebody's going to fail. Why? That's the whole point. If that was to happen, right, and they tested for all fights, look, my point, they tested Alycia Baumgardner, right, for all the big fights the same way that people are failing. They're going to fail those tests too. But the point is, a lot more people will be getting caught. So they wouldn't have a comfort zone. So it's not an overnight process, but it will be, damn, you know what? Now, automatic fight cancellation. The fight can't go on. Now imagine somebody about to make, just say $25, $30 million, but they're not going to get it because they pop dirty. You know how sick to their stomach they'll be? So these measures will add up over time. Stupid people are going to be stupid people. But bottom line is, no matter what street you run down, it's a dead end. So you have to be clean. What I'm saying, do you see anybody, hear anybody from VADA, any of these testing companies coming out with solutions? Do you? No. And people like Jarrell Miller, who claimed he was innocent, Dylan White, all these people that claimed that they were innocent. This is what I'm saying. If that would be the case, they would all be voicing their opinions to say, listen, I went through this, but no. See, the difference is they're still active fighters. And more than likely, they were fucking dirty. But if you look at their stories, is what I'm saying. I made the example already about Jarrell Miller calling AJ a drug cheat and talking all this shit going on, talk shows and all this, and then he pops dirty. You got to shut up then. See, that's why I say people should humble themselves, make sure that their nose is clean, and just don't worry about all these cheap shots and trying to sell tickets with bullshit. So he made himself look stupid. Conor Benn's reaction, the way he was carrying himself, all the anger and acting as if y'all should know better than that. We don't know you. And you should expect that people are going to look at you a certain way. Okay? Especially when your story changed of what was in your system. I don't know how it got there. I'm a clean fighter, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Did y'all crucify Chris Eubanks Sr.? Because Chris Eubanks Sr. said he doesn't believe at all he knows Conor Benn. He's not that kind of young man. I don't think that he cheated at all. Is anybody crucifying him? And he clearly said that. And this is his son's rival. And he's saying, I don't believe he cheated. So what did he believe? Does he believe that Conor Benn was set up? It was some, accidental contamination. What does he believe? But he clearly said he doesn't believe that Conor cheated. So I'm like, what is it? Is it like hate towards Alycia Baumgardner that I'm just not simply saying, yeah, that bitch did it. She's dirty. I've said 1,000,000 times, she probably is dirty. Who knows? I don't know this. But I treated everybody the same fucking way. Not one of these people did I jump to conclusions and say, even like with Wilder, with the accusations, Wilder, we're waiting to see proof. He never presented that proof. So I'm used to people, yeah, but Aries, you got to understand. But no, you have to understand. He made a claim. The people in his camp made a claim. They said they had proof. Aries didn't say Wilder has proof. Aries said, show the proof you said you had. Remember, the doctor was supposed to make a video. Remember this, right? The doctor was supposed to come out and make his video and say what he was supposed to say to support his claims. And it never happened. This came from Team Wilder. But y'all didn't hold him accountable. Y'all didn't say, hey, okay, you said it. Where's the proof? I said it. But because y'all are such big fanboys of Wilder, it was, well, nah, Fury cheated. There's no way. Man, Fury can't punch. And all of a sudden, he could knock Wilder out. Isn't that what people were saying? So in the third fight, Wilder says he cheated in the third fight too. And Wilder was the one who spearheaded. Fury ain't knocking nobody out. Fury can't punch. He's pillow-fisted. But he knocked him out. No, ain't no way. Okay. So the same way when you're saying someone's guilty, what claims, what proof do you have to support those claims? Oh, but he can't punch. And all of a sudden, like, okay, y'all say that because Wilder said it. Do y'all remember when Aries made that video 2-3 years ago when I said, Fury's a big dude. Fury has enough power to knock people out. He just needs to sit down on his punches. The problem is Fury try to throw his shots and try to not get hit at the same time. So his shots are just like slaps. That's because of the way he's throwing his punches. That dude is big. He sit down on his punches. He can get a motherfucker out of there. He discovered fighting Wilder that was true. That he actually could do that. And he did it. Okay? Simple. Where is the class to say, you know what? Damn, Aries was right though. He did say that this motherfucker sit down on his punches that he would get motherfuckers out of there. He did say that. And that's what happened. And who did he knock out? The very guy that claimed he can't knock me out. He can't knock out nobody. He ain't got no power. So the truth kills people. Again, my slogan is not just a slogan. I say it because I mean it. And I show it all the time. For Michaela Mayer to say what she said, it's expected. For Lenarditude to say what she said, it's expected. Did I not say that was going to happen? Here's the thing, though. To try to use that as an excuse as to why you lost, right? Well, you have to go forward with your career because I'm pretty sure neither one of them are going to sit back to see what happens to Alycia Baumgardner to decide who they want to fight, right? When you get in there and fight someone else and you lose, are you going to say that, well, maybe that person's dirty too? And I'm saying this because of the simple fact that when you take an ass whooping and then you try to make the fans think that I lost because that person cheated, okay? What fight are you going to have with the world champion? Another elite fighter where I'm earning my keep. I'm not, don't feel pity for me. I just lost the fight. And to say that, oh, she felt stronger. Okay, and how many times have you heard other fighters say that about other fighters? Yeah, he's stronger, or he was stronger than I thought. Those fighters didn't pop dirty. So those things that she's saying doesn't mean that, oh, that you can't pinpoint to say that's what it was. It could have been, right? But bottom line is, you hear that people say that all the time. I was stronger. Terry Norris fought against Simon Brown. First fight. Terry looked weak as fuck. Simon Brown dropped him with a jab. He dropped him like three times. Like Terry was just weak. Rematch. He boxed more instead of standing trading. But you could see he was stronger. Not just throwing punches, but he took punches way better. He didn't get dropped, didn't get knocked down, didn't get hurt. But, he fought different, fought more tactical, but he just looked weak. So if he was stronger in the rematch, does that mean that he is because he took something? So it's what I'm saying is there's a lot of fights that was won where we don't know if a person was on something or not. When you hear Jessica McCaskill say she don't even know if she was dirty or her opponent was dirty. because they don't give you, the results. Okay, so what I'm saying though, in that situation, to be one-sided and act as if nothing can go wrong. If Vada said it, then it's true. Then you can't make claims, okay? You cannot make claims, pick and choose, and make sense. Wilder saying that he lost due to Fury cheating wasn't about drugs. It was about an unpadded glove. It was about egg weight in the glove. And in terms of drugs, it was about him being drugged. Y'all still support that claim to this day. Yet Wilder's urine sample came back clean. But y'all still to this day, Mark Breland put something in his water. So it's like you guys believe what you want to believe. And I have to bring these things up to make my point clear, because when I'm saying it's clear as day, I probably said at least 50 times already, I have never said Alycia Baumgardner wasn't dirty. And it's not about what I want to believe. It's about what the truth is. It's disappointing for someone to be dirty, especially when you see the talent. And it's like, yeah, you start to enjoy watching this person fight. She's not fighting for me. It's just entertainment to me. But my whole thing is, you have to get everybody. Like I said, the drug user, the drug dealer, and the drug supplier. You have to get everybody. That's the only way this shit stops. Because as long as it doesn't get leaked, let the fight go on, it never happened. That's not cleaning up the sport. It's just keeping, these situations quiet and nobody's talking about it. Now, the same way Jessica McCaskill, spoke up on behalf of Alycia Baumgardner, then retracted her statements. I know what I believe based on that situation. And I'll say it again. I do not believe she retracted her statements because I was lying. No. This is why I played the video of her trainer talking as well, which was from 2 months ago, because there's issues going on. Now, the accusation she made wasn't, I know for a fact. This is exactly what she said. It's a strong possibility. Maybe it was this. It could have been. That's what she said. She never said this is exactly what happened. Okay? When you've been a part of something yourself, you know there's things that happen and things that go on. But to sit and act as if we know for a fact, we don't know. Now, you guys can make up your mind. And then you have that she's dirty, right? Again, she's guilty until proven innocent. I'm just not saying I know because I don't know that. Now, depending on how things go, like I said, determines on what I'm going to say when I speak about this again. But people like to try to kick a person when they're down and just ride that wave of this is what everybody's saying, so I'm going to go with it as well. Like example, you see, I just told you, and I'm not going to sit and go through all these videos. I'm going to try to I'm trying to find this guy. I don't know who he is, but they called him Coach Hackett. And because of the algorithms, the videos are playing, and then I heard him speaking, and I'm gonna let him say what he said. I just hope I can find the video and play the clip for you guys so you can hear. This is what I'm saying. And as far as this is Amanda Serrano, she was asked about a particular fighter, Crystal Rosado. It's just a quick video. Now, I just want to play this real quick.
Excited. She's a great fighter. To do it on MVP, that's where we're doing the best.
Awesome. Thank you. One more question for you, Amanda. What do you make of the Alycia Baumgardner situation?
Honestly, I have no opinions, no comments, but I'm just praying for her, keeping her in my prayers, and hope all the best.
Thank you, Amanda.
Okay. That's the classy way to do things. Amanda Serrano, if she's a clean fighter, she wouldn't support a dirty fighter. Okay? She wouldn't support the point of someone hiding, that a fight is dirty, right? Let's say that I don't know her personally. I don't know her thinking process, but that's the classy way. Why doesn't she have an opinion? Because she's not fucking there. She don't know for sure. And I'm pretty sure there's no way you can be in boxing and not know about the dirt that goes on. Right? So what I'm saying, plain and simple, because once you start talking, people are going to ask more questions. And when you say things, they need explanations. And then all of a sudden you put yourself in hot water with certain organizations, it's a problem. Let's say we never met Mauricio Suleiman and never heard the stories about him. Let's say. Then all of a sudden you see him and you look at the success of the WBC and the so-called prestigious green belt. You don't think about these things that you know, right? You ask anybody who understands who Mauricio Suleiman is, what they'll tell you. He's the dirtiest, most corrupt motherfucker in boxing, won't they? So why is it that we act like when it comes to VADA, when it comes to any other of these, that all of a sudden, no, they're clean. But then when it's a certain fighter, now the commissions, VADA, whoever, they're all crooked. And when Nassim Richards said like that he found that plaster, what did he say? I wasn't giving that to nobody but Sugar Shane Mosley. You wind up giving it to one of these officials. What did he say? All of a sudden you would never see that piece of plaster again and it never happened. Okay, why? I don't trust these dirty motherfuckers. Do y'all understand me? All I'm doing is bringing awareness. That's the purpose of what I'm doing. It's not to try to protect Alycia Baumgardner because I don't know if she's guilty or not. So why would I try to protect her? No. What I'm trying to do is bring the awareness that we got to stop looking at just one part of what's happening. Why, even like what Conor Ben, okay? Why was this man allowed to fight? Why were they going to allow him to fight? Knowing 3 weeks ahead of time that he was dirty. Why was they even going to allow this? All of a sudden, didn't they come up and say Amir Khan was dirty? After how long was that? So it's like, why do these things stay under wraps? And then all of a sudden, long after the fight happened, this person popped dirty. Like, so when were y'all going to say anything? This is what I'm telling you. And you know you have situations where people do business together. Something goes wrong and the person say, it could be even a firing the person. I tell you what, you try to fire me, I promise you I'm not going down alone. Why? Because they all have dirt on each other. Now, I'm just saying, shit happens. So all of a sudden now, all these VADA testers have halos over their fucking heads. We have to look at everything. If we're going to clean up boxing, it's bigger than an Alycia Baumgardner. It's boxing as a fucking whole. Boxing needs to be cleaned up. Floyd Mayweather was pressing constant random drug testing. And that man at 45, 46 years old is still getting there doing exhibitions. You understand what I'm saying? He's in there doing what he's doing. He's helping train up and coming guys to try to get in the body. He's doing his thing. And all he get is hate. But yet all these fucking people coming here testing dirty. And shit's going on. And it's like we pick and choose who we think is dirty and who's not. Again, let's look at Hannah Gabriels. Oh my God, she's so beautiful. Oh, she's so sexy. Oh my God, Hannah Gabriels. There's no way she cheated. I believe her. That's all she needed is a beautiful smile and a sexy voice. All of a sudden, she's innocent. So I'm saying, take all the pettiness out of it. Again, you have to arrest everybody. The drug supplier, the drug dealer, and the drug user. That is the only way to get drugs off the street. The only way to keep boxing clean and keep illegal drugs from being used, the pressure has to be put on everybody. They all have to be held accountable. Why did you guys let this fight go on if you knew this fighter was dirty? See, this is the point. There's no repercussions for them. There's no consequences for them. So we can't sit here and act as if like that's not understandable that, yeah, shit can happen. Amanda Serrano said something just now that I respect, not because it's Alycia Baumgardner, just in general. I'm not the praying type, okay? But I will tell you this. It's very easy to jump on the bandwagon and blah, 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 blah. I know because this happened and last time and this. No. But when you have no facts, but something just sounds believable, look, I have a very serious demeanor. I'm a no nonsense type of person. And I have no problem fucking somebody up if I need to, right? And people know, like, I tell people, I'm not a nice guy, I'm a good guy. I will give you the shirt off my back to help you. I will stand with, I've done this, but I don't take shit and don't play with me like I'm no fucking toy. Cause I don't, you understand me? I'm not one of those, like, you're not gonna disrespect me. Plain and simple. I see you, it's a problem. And I've always been like that. So my thing is, right? It's like poking the bear. Nobody's paying attention when you keep poking the bear. Then all of a sudden the bear bites your fucking head off. Oh my God, why did he do that? And that's all. I disrespect no one. I don't go on anybody's channel telling them what they should and shouldn't say. I don't go on anybody's channel. Oh, you should know, but who the fuck do you think you're talking to? Like I'm not going to put up with that shit. I don't personally care. What happens with any of these fighters do not affect my life in any type of way. I love fighting. I love watching fighting. I enjoy the sport. And I do not respect drug cheats. No. What I'm saying is I don't know every fucking thing. I'm not there to know what's happening. I love nobody on this earth more than my kids. I love my kids probably more than myself. I tell my kids, do the right thing at all times. Okay? I cannot protect you when you're wrong. You understand? I'm not bigger than the law. I'm not more powerful than the law. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's like, don't put yourself in a position where I'm disabled to be effective with helping the outcome. And that's called parenting, teaching. So if my kid did something completely stupid and got himself arrested, you think I'm gonna be sitting here going, well, nah, he did it, so that's on him. You don't think that would pain me and hurt me? That's not what I brought this child into the world for. That's not what I had in mind for my sons. Do you understand? So, no, how would I feel if somebody's talking about my son like he's a piece of shit? There's two sides to a fucking story. My son was going to this church. It was a school, but it was ran by a church. It was a Christian school, okay? They were playing some sport or whatever. I was on my way to work one day. I got the call from, oh, he was doing this and playing around. And you know how he is. I said, what do you mean how he is? You know how he is. That's our son. What do you mean you know how he is? What happened? And I'm going to tell a story. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to tell a story. For her, his mom, to sit and say that as if it's his fault. And I said, did you even talk to him? This is your son. You're taking this woman's word for it. She's a minister. She wouldn't lie. She blah, blah, blah. So you're blaming our son for what happened, but you haven't even spoken to him. I just told you. No, you just told me what she told you. Did you ask questions? No, she didn't do any of this. Now she's putting up an argument with me. Me. I get to the school. I had to call my job at that time. Hey, listen, I have an emergency. I won't be in today. All right. I'll use a sick day for this. Sorry about the inconvenience, but this just came up and I got to take care of it. All right, no problem. We got you. I go, and this lady comes out, and she, hi, couldn't look me in the face, the shifty eyes. That first thing got my attention. I see my son coming down the hallway. I can see how swollen his jaw was from a distance, and that shit went all over my body. And I asked her, what happened? Well, they were in the gymnasium. They were playing tag, and he went to tag a girl. So, she didn't want to get tagged, and she moved back like this. And he went forward, and he fell, and he hit his face on the floor. Now, she's showing me how he felt, how the girl moved, and how he felt. All this, she's motioning it up. And I'm staring at this woman, and I said, did you actually see it yourself? Well, no. I was in the classroom with the other kids, but the kids said what happened. That I said, okay, another question. And as I'm seeing my son walking down, I said, "Did you actually talk to my son?" Well, no, because I was in. So how could you give an account of a story with facts and details that you never saw? You are taking the words of other kids, but you just said you didn't even talk to the victim, which is my son. So how can you say what you're saying is true? Do you care what the truth is? Because I'm gonna find out. My son walks up and this shit, even now, just picturing how his face looked, and this was some years ago. Yeah, but it just, that's how much I love my family, okay? My son said, that's not what happened. He said we were all in the gym. Yeah, we was playing tag. And then the kid's name, it was a bigger, older kid than my son. My son was about 10, 11. And the kid picked my son up and slammed him down on his face on the floor. And was in the bathroom hiding, crying, scared because he knew what he did was wrong. But because his parents was friends with the same woman that was lying to me, do you understand? Was lying to me. They tried to and then all of a sudden now 3 other kids spoke up to back my son up on what happened. So when I saw his father, I cursed his ass out because for him to be aware that there was a situation, but he don't address it. He don't come to me as a man to, even apologize to nothing. Just like it was, no, I let his ass know if your son put his hands on my son again, I'm going to make sure my son punch him back in his face, and then I'm going to punch you in your face. I teach my kids to keep their hands to themselves. And the fact that you see me and act like you don't know what happened when you do. And I don't like you as it is. Simple. Now, my point is, the woman was lying. Why would she do that? No, she's a Christian woman. You understand? I don't give a fuck what your title is. A liar is a fucking liar. And if I did not dig into the situation, imagine me going to my son going, come on, man, you got to be smarter than that, man. You can't play so much. And he's trying to tell me what, and come on, look, stop lying. You're lying. There's no way that this woman in her position and what she's accomplished in life and blah, blah, blah is going to do something like that. This is what I'm telling you. In principle, it's the same shit. You have to dig to find out. This is just more difficult of a situation for Alycia to be able to prove anything. So it's just her word against theirs. Okay, my son speaking, and do you think that I'm trying to find fault in my son? No. Am I trying to find fault in her? No. I'm trying to get to the bottom of the truth of the story. Because for one, your body language was all off. People, you're a big dude, man. She probably was intimidated. No, the bitch was lying. The bitch was lying. What did his mom do? She got mad at me for exposing the truth. And this is fucking facts. And this is what I'm telling you. I've been through, seen, and been a part of way too much to have somebody try to tell me as a grown-ass fucking man that's mature and have fucking common sense. And I'm fair. That's the whole thing. I'm fair with everyone. I'm not going to just make a judgment because, well, that's what people waiting to hear. Yeah, I can't wait for Eric to light her ass up. No, no. Boxing needs to be cleaned up. Alycia Baumgardner, Dillian White, Roy Jones, Evander Holyfield, Oscar Valdez, whoever, James Toney, none of these fighters can cheat if the sport is actually cleaned up. It's just like in life, period, when we say if nobody was killing, if nobody was raping, if nobody was stealing, right? Nah, that's not going to happen, right? People will tell you, well, yeah, unfortunately, I mean, that's wishful thinking, right? So it's what I'm saying. Until boxing gets cleaned up as a whole, this will not be our last video on this type of subject. Okay, unless we die or something before we can do another one, or we just stop making content. But other than that, just saying. And that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to bring awareness of the whole scope. So I don't know where the fuck people come off like as if anybody, like, and look, and I'm not, listen, if you think she's guilty, I'm not arguing with you. I can understand why. If you say you don't think she's guilty and you're looking at both sides of the coin of the possibilities, I can understand why. What's so hard about dealing with that? What is so hard about understanding that? You know, it has to change on both ends. Again, okay? Again, if you only want to arrest the drug dealer, the supplier is going to keep finding more drug dealers. If you only want to arrest the drug user, the dealer is going to keep finding more fiends out there, more drug users. So you have to, you understand what I'm saying? You have to arrest everybody. Now you arrest the drug supplier. The reality is, again, the dealer has no drugs to sell to the drug user. The drug user has no drugs to buy from the drug dealer. So you have to go after all three, all parties involved. They have to clean this sport up, and that's only going to happen if they want to. Let's not play stupid, man. You know, I said one time, a doctor would have to be stupid to write a doctor's note for someone that didn't come and see them. As I said that, what I didn't know, and I'm not saying that it's impossible, okay, but what I didn't know is I knew a doctor that was doing that. I just didn't know that he was. You know why? Because his side chick, yeah. Side chick, and I never said like, no, like, oh, I don't believe that doctors do that. No. I don't put shit past anybody. That's my point. But I never knew that guy would do that. He was doing that kind of shit. And he was doing this for this side chick. Writing doctor's notes just so she can get a day off, get a week off. Him and her go, whatever. And he lied to his wife about where he's going. All this kind of shit that was going on. So it's what I'm saying to you. It's like all of a sudden, everybody else in the world is suspect except for Vada. And that's all I'm saying. We have to clean up boxing by going after all parties to make sure that they are doing their job. So you have to have somebody watching somebody that's watching somebody that's watching somebody that's watching all of them motherfuckers. It's simple. Let me see if I can find this video. Pause. All right, so I found this video. I don't know who Greg Hackett is. I really don't. His face, I don't recognize his face, so I don't know him from anywhere. But because of the algorithms, I guess that's why the video popped up. Now, they were talking about something, and I just want to get to the points where he's talking about Alycia Baumgardner, because I want you guys to hear what he has to say in that regard. And I want you to think about what I told you guys that I witnessed with my own two eyes, where this particular nurse wasn't sure if she marked the samples right. So you can't sit here and act, but it's different because no, people are people. And like I said, there's nobody on this earth that's exempt from human error. And everybody's not honest. Let's just be real. If a person get away with it, they get away with it. Simple. I had a department head that ended up, him and his wife getting arrested for welfare fraud. And these people were making more money than anybody in the department and was working 2 jobs. So greed, man. You can't sit up here and say the fighter will do this and that for an edge, but nobody else will. Come on, bro. So what makes you think a fighter who already's walked around here worth millions of dollars have never came to somebody at VADA or any other testing organization and said, hey, listen, and no problem. Okay? Simple. How can we say that urine sample that you tested didn't belong to somebody else, but you was paid to shut up? Stop it. Judges, we agree that judges are dirty, right? That judges score fights dirty. They're paid off. But yet, for some stupid reason, when it comes to testing, you guys are just like, oh, but it can't be. No, bullshit. You're not gonna sit here and say that these people are clean, especially when you know that they are aware that these fighters are dirty, but let the fight go on and make sense. You can't make sense by saying that. Let's listen to this guy, Greg Hackett.
Tested positive for anabolic steroids. See, I think think she tested positive on July 12th, but then tested negative on 14th, 15th, and 16th. What's your thoughts?
It's a tough call because you know why you can't blame it on how she looked? I recently discovered from a picture, I don't know where the picture came from, but she looked like
She
that
been
at like
little.
13.
Yes.
She was like ripped the fuck up at 13.
What did I say? This is the first time I saw this video. I don't know this
somebody
guy.
would experiment with steroids with a young girl.
Yo, I seen a picture of her younger than that.
Yeah.
Her arms.
Well, she was always jacked.
I think she just the in shape type. That's her body type. You know what I mean? But on the other hand, boxing has become so popular that everybody want in. By everybody, I mean you got nutritionists, you got scientists, you got doctors, strength conditioning coaches. You got all these people who be around you that's promising an edge. I remember,
True.
and it's no disrespect to these guys, but it was these two guys. They was doing some type of scientific workouts where they put these lights on the wall and shit, and then every time one of the lights blink, you gotta tap the light and shit. And they was trying to tell me it could make you faster. It probably could, I don't know. But me being in boxing almost all my life, developing hand speed is a mindset, really. Developing hand speed is a mindset. First of all, you gotta be comfortable with letting your hands go. You know what I mean? So all I'm trying to say is, I ain't gonna drag it out, but all I'm trying to say is, promising somebody they can do something off of the technique that you came up with, or you scientifically came up with, or some medicine, is not always guaranteed. I'm going into it like this because these are the people who are educated in these medicines and shit that they promising people will enhance their performance, and the fighters don't know no better. And the thing is that they've been with them for so long that it's like, all right, if he say it's gonna work, then I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna fuck with it. But the whole time you don't know what you're taking. You ain't about to take time out to go ahead and read about this shit because you don't really care, because you more focused on the fight. You know what I mean? So this type of shit happens all the time. So I don't know if she did it.
You definitely need to care.
Her character, I don't really see it, but you just never know. Just never know.
What do you think's gonna come from this?
I think they're gonna try to make an example out of him because it just happened to Hannah Gabriel's, but Hannah Gabriel wasn't champion. Now the fact that she's champion and I think she's undisputed at her weight class, they're gonna try to make a big deal out of it for sure. If it's true, then like we talked about with Dylan White, yeah, she gotta get some penalties.
All right.
She gotta go through some type of penalty. But if it's not true, they need to shit apologize. You know what I mean? Because I also got questions about the testing. I spoke on this a while ago. You piss in a cup, they box it up, they send it to who knows where, right? First of all, we don't know if this shit getting there. Second
Place
of all,
can
we
be
don't know
filthy.
if they really even test this shit.
You
Even
don't
if
know.
they do test it, are they cleaning the machines that they tested this shit in?
Thank you.
You know what I mean? Or are you just testing boxers' piss? And this, because I know it's not. It's piss coming from all over the
From
world.
everywhere.
And y'all
Thank
throwing it in
you.
these machines and they're shaking it up. Is it residue from somebody else's case? Like, you know what I'm saying? There's so many questions with this shit. It's tough to really say. So, you know, I don't know.
And that is all I've been saying. Again, this guy named is Greg Hackett. This is not his channel, but he's being interviewed by this person. Yeah, YSM Sports Media. Okay. Yeah, but this is the first time I came across this last night, and it popped up, and I was sitting here, doing something, and I'm like, taking some notes on something, and then I hear it, and I'm like, whoa, who's this? It's like, yeah, people, this is what I'm saying. And a lot of times y'all probably picture some big, expensive, huge, squeaky clean lab. Look, I used to work as a lab technician. 2 different forms. Listen, people, I've seen people do nasty shit. Let me tell you something real simple. As a kid, I worked in a restaurant. You know how you can stand at the counter, order your food, you can see what's going on? This was in the wintertime. And I remember I was 13 years old. I was 13. I was working for Friendlies. I was 13. This, one of the other workers pulled like some meat up, chicken patty, whatever the hell it was, chicken, whatever it was, it fell on the floor. Okay, it fell on the floor. And the kid picked it up, was about to throw it out. And the manager that was there said, "What are you doing with that?" He said, "You're throwing it out, it fell on the floor." Yeah, I put that on the grill. Customer standing off. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Now, what if somebody would have saw that? And I don't know how somebody didn't see it. You understand what I'm saying? That same thing happened again, and I wasn't there. When I came to work, I was told that manager got fired. And basically they said that they was like, man, if nobody saw it, it'd be one thing. But come on, I mean, they're complaining. They can go to the Department of Health. I mean, things happen. We don't want people crawling around here and stuff. So I hate to have to do this. So what did that person say? If no one saw it, like the time when I saw it and everybody else back there saw it, but the customers didn't. But that day it was a lot of customers there. Now, how can I say somebody didn't complain that we just didn't know about? Now here comes a second complaint. But that choice of words, I hate to do it. Like if nobody saw it, it'd be one thing. So in other words, what you're doing is wrong. Okay, I don't really like it, but I'd let you slide with it. It's just a piece of meat on the floor that somebody can still fuck around and put in their mouth and get sick from. Now, what if the same person telling this manager that, if nobody saw it, well, what if you ate it? What if your kid ate it? What if your mom, your wife, what if somebody in your family ate it, right? So this is what I'm saying, people. Just always understand, we have to look at both sides, because it's like we always go after one person, the fighter, right? We always go after the one person, and anybody else involved with boxing, whether it's a judge, a referee, whoever it may be, a sanctioning body, president, whoever. People are selective with how they go after people. I'm consistent with how I go after fucking people. I don't say things in favor of someone and act like they can't do it. Hackett said, based on her character and how she carries herself, he can't see it, right? I understand. If you listen to her and how she, it's like, damn, Alycia, but you just never know, which is what he also said. And I'm telling you, since I saw this last night, I didn't watch the whole thing. This video is 4 minutes and 20 seconds long. I watched it up until, I did. I didn't, because it's at the 3:58 mark. This is why, I didn't see the rest of it. But I just seen the whole video just now with watching it here with you. But pretty much, I almost saw the whole thing last night. But bottom line, there's several other channels now where people are starting to say they either think she's innocent, and there's people saying that it's not just an Alycia thing. Okay, it's like it's you got to look at violence, and this is all I've been saying from the very beginning. This shit has to stop. So if anybody misunderstood when I'm saying boxing needs a change, I'm not talking about just the point of the fighters need to stop cheating. Yes, they need to stop cheating. But these fucking testing companies, they have to be fucking held accountable too, because there's no way for you to sit here and acknowledge that boxing is a brutal sport. People can lose their lives, just from a fighter just being too strong and too dominant. Now imagine this same fighter with some shit in his system. You understand? So that's attempted manslaughter in court. You understand? That's attempted manslaughter in court. So how the fuck does the person that know, these accomplices know, but they're not guilty too? No, that's not right. And there's nothing anybody's going to say that's going to make that right. Now, if people can't understand the simple fact, I'm saying all parties involved need to be penalized, not just the fighter. And if the facts come out that you were trying to hide the information, but because it got leaked, now to clean my nose, let's put the information out there. They can give any bullshit excuse. Well, why did it take you 3 weeks? Why did it take you 3 days? Why didn't the time that this came out, fight canceled, Alycia Baumgardner tested, like, you understand? Why? No, you let the fight happen, and after the fact you come out and say this? Like, come on, man. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Nobody says she's innocent. So this is what I'm going to say one more time to end this video. Alycia Baumgardner is guilty until proven innocent. It's an uphill battle for her to prove she's not dirty. Okay? Whether she truly is or truly isn't. Okay? She knows what she did and didn't do. If Vada's innocent, they know what they did and didn't do. We can only go by what we hear. So the fact that she had anything in her body, like example, let's say if she, let's say she needed a boost for training and she was told like what you're taking will be out of your system by the time you take your test, right? But if it's random testing, right? She would know she has to risk that, right? If it was random testing, that you don't know when Vada's going to pop up, right? But at the same time, if it's like, well, as long as you test positive by such and such date, right? Just say, and let's say that that's not what happened. Who know? I don't know. I'm not making this up to say that's probably what happened. No, what I'm saying is things happen like this guy, Coach Hackett, is saying. People will, yeah, we can do this and it'll increase this. And nah, it's no harm, no risk, enough. And then let's say, like you said, you've been with this person for a while and then all of a sudden now you trust what this person says. Like I don't eat pork, for example. Now somebody put pork in my food or something to get me to eat it. Just feel like after I taste it, I'll change my mind. I have a problem with that. If I tell you I don't eat something, respect the fact that I don't eat it. You understand what I mean? So, the fact of someone saying, like, if you do this or take this, it'll increase this and that, but it's not illegal, it's not something, right? This is my point. You as a fighter can say, nah, it's not on this list. Let me go to VADA. Let me get something in writing from them. And okay, stating that it's okay for me to take this. So when he's saying, you as a fighter, you're not looking into, reading all that, because which would be the mistake of the fighter. Because you're supposed to know, you should want to know what you're putting in your body. You should want to know that whatever you're participating in, is safe or not. But again, run that by VADA. Because again, they have a list of what you can and cannot take. So VADA can't approve it, then turn around and say, oh, well, we approved it, but it's in your system. Well, no, you said it was okay. You understand? That would be stupid. Now you have proof that no, VADA, you guys gave me this in writing. You approved that I could take this or I could do that. And this is why I said, what was in that cream that Hannah Gabriel's rubbed on her dogs that will give her a boost in the fight? This is what we would like. So it's like when you finish, you listen to certain interviews, you have more questions than answers because you hear all of this. Well, I did this, I did that. This date, such and such happened. I called this person and then they said, okay, but what was the effects of it? How would this help you in the fight and stuff like that? What you got to understand, if you can rub something on your hands and it shows up in a fucking test, right? These are the questions that when people ask, like when things happen, it's like people, they'll tell you, well, what the cream is for, but they won't tell you exactly how it will help you in the ring, right? So for her to use her bare hands instead of using gloves, right? This is what Hannah Gabriel said, that she went to VADA about it and told her what she was doing. And they didn't have a problem with it until after she did it. Then they said it showed up in her system. Guess what Hannah Gabriel's don't have? Something in writing that they approved it. Did you hear anybody from VADA say she's lying? She never told us anything. Did you hear anybody say, well, no, she said she wrote us a letter explaining and that she but she never did. See, because she can show us a letter. We don't know when she wrote it. Right? We don't know when she wrote it. So you hear when I say video testing, like things done on video. We see it signed, sealed, and everything. It's put in a certain person's hand. You understand what I'm saying? So, I mean, listen, there's different things that people can do. You can't tell me that they can have some goddamn a sword or some artifact somewhere in some museum and have a camera directly on it to make sure nobody touches it. I mean, come on. Like, I'm bottom line of what I'm saying. Where there's a will, there's a way. And if you want to clean up boxing, you have to go after everyone. Make them uncomfortable so they know, like I said, no matter what street you run down, is a dead end, which means you got to come back past us so we can see you. We know what you're doing. There's nowhere to run. And unless that happens, again, this is going to continue. So if anybody is hard of hearing and understanding after this video, please don't leave stupid comments in the comment section, trying to tell me what I should and what I shouldn't. I'm not telling you guys what you should and shouldn't think. What I'm saying is it's wise for all of us to look at the whole picture, to understand everybody involved plays a part. Like you heard me say, they celebrate the running back, the quarterback, the wide receiver, the tight end, the halfback, right? But you know who they don't celebrate? The safeties. They celebrate the cornerbacks, the line, offensive, defensive linemen. You know who they don't celebrate? They don't celebrate the punter or the fucking field goal kicker. That punter is giving his team great field positioning. That kicker is nailing these field goals, keeping them in the game, keeping them above it, helping them win. But he's not getting credit. Oh, he's just a field goal kicker. No, he's contributing to that team. Ask the Buffalo Bills when they played the Giants. Yeah, Scott Norwood makes that field goal. Guess what? The Bills win. You understand what I mean? So you're overlooking their role and what they contribute. In this situation, you're overlooking the fact that these motherfuckers are dirty because they know the fight is dirty, but let the fucking fight go on. Why is that so hard for you guys to understand? I don't get it. But you're not going to tell me, oh, but Aries, how you think she's clean? I'm like, this is how I know you don't listen. I never once said she's clean. But now if you start watching different videos of this, do it. Go do it. And you watch how many people are saying, I don't think that she did it. And they're starting to say the same shit that I'm saying right now and what I was saying 3-4 videos ago. We have to look at everybody. And in fact, it's not the first time I said this. I said the same thing with Connor. I said the same thing with Dylan. It is ever since I started this channel, speaking about boxing, any fighter that I spoke about, you go on my archives and tell me when I'm fucking lying. Any fighter that I spoke about that tested positive for any type of illegal, any banned substance, I kept the same fucking energy. I did not make a judgment until I heard them speak, because Vada doesn't say shit. You know, I remember one time when the one guy spoke from this test. I remember when it kind of been a situation saying that he tested dirty, but it was no real detail about nothing. We don't need you to tell us how the process works. We need to know that you did that you did your job. But how do we know that? We're only going by what is said. So this is what I'm saying. People can say anything. They can say anything. So I'm not going to sit here and make excuses for Alycia Baumgardner. Like I said, she's not my goddamn woman, or even if she was. And listen, man, there's certain things that you don't need to say. But I have no affiliation with any of these fighters. Not Clarissa Shields, not Amanda Serrano, not Katie Taylor, not Deontay Wilder, not Anthony Joshua. I don't know these people personally. So I have no reason to try to protect an image. No, it's what we can prove. I can't prove shit about what happened in this situation. I can only use my judgment based on what I'm hearing. I've heard nothing from Alycia Baumgardner regarding the situation other than, I know me, I know I'm a clean fighter, I'm going to keep my 10 toes to the ground or whatever. Whatever, that's all. Now, I did hear, finally, last night, I heard the audio of Jessica McCaskill retracted her statement. It's no different from what she typed in. But yes, she went public and said this. And believe me, the fact that she's telling the truth about her opponent being scrapped to fight somebody else, the fact she's telling the truth, everything involving her, the things that actually happened, that's documented, that we know. She said everything's a lie. Y'all don't get that? That's all that was. And as far as I'm concerned, that's what I believe. I can't tell you for a fact that's what it is, but I believe she was told by probably, and then I didn't even know, that her manager is her husband or fiance. I didn't even know that. You see what I'm saying? I'm not into these people's lives. Believe me, they advise people. They advise people. It's like I had a trainer tell me, Aries, you gotta stop knocking everybody out, man. People don't want to spar you, they don't want to fight you, man. Like, come on, you got, I'm like, man, fuck that and fuck you. I'm not playing with nobody, man. And he just busts out and laugh, like, man, I knew you was gonna say that, but come on, man. Hey, I love you, big bro. I love you. I love you, man. You do what you gotta do. We here, man. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, people advise you to do certain things because they want to do something for the better. At the end of the fucking day, though, I believe Jessica McCaskill was advised, hey, look, don't say this, don't say that, whatever. I said what I said. I'm a manager. I don't want them coming after you. You understand what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure he don't want them coming after him either, but he don't want her career to be damaged because of that. He can still manage fighters, long after she retires if he stays in the game. All right. But at the end of the day, the whole point is to do things to try to secure that you have, at least a positive outcomes for what you want. Like at least you're getting the fights you want. You're getting the money you want, stuff like that. It's like you go against certain people and, they want to show you that you're small. I can crush you. I mean, I did music. Okay. My pen's still nasty too. But I did music. And I can tell you, when people try to get you to sign with them and you don't, they try to block your shows. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Do you guys remember back in the day when NWA, when it became WCW, when WCW branched out from NWA and they wanted to come up, and every time the story came out that every time WCW wanted to reach out to have a show at Madison Square Garden, Vince McMahon would no, and I will pay you to block them. This is all documented. He would make sure he didn't want WCW coming to Madison Square Garden because all through the 80s, Madison Square Garden was WWE's house, which was WWF at the time. Yeah, so in business, we see things all fun. It's like going to a water park or something. Everybody's having fun, splashing. You're not thinking about what the workers are going through. You're not thinking about shit that happens backstage. I walked in offices. Administrator got one of the employees bent the fuck over. And his motherfucker wife worked 2 fucking offices over to the fucking left. I've seen some shit. So I'm not closed-minded to how things work. Perception is something that fuck a lot of people up. Okay, perception. People get fooled by this stuff. You think you know when you don't. Again, Aries don't know everything. You all do. I don't. So I'm not telling you what the facts are. I'm just giving you the possibilities of what could have happened, and what actually happened, I don't know. But I can tell you, and I'll stand on this, 10 fucking toes down. Everybody involved that is aware needs to be held accountable. Okay? Everyone. And I can tell you, like that when I was that facility that I worked in, where I was taking the samples from the lady, that place was so full of dust. That place was nasty, and we had to have housekeeping coming in to that. And I don't know why, but it just held dust so much, and it was filthy. So when we talk about even how you clean machines and everything, it's what he's saying, contamination can be in it. You don't know this, man. You have this imagination in your head. Ask people that went to college for like culinary school or something, right? Something where they're in a nice fancy building. You in this nice kitchen. You go out, it's like, oh shit. And you, in your mind, that's you picture like wherever you work gonna be beautiful like that. And then you end up in some dumpy, college kitchen or somewhere, where the building just looked raggedy and nasty, and you like, damn, this is not what I thought, man. You thought you was going to be in some nice, beautiful fan. Nope. Perception, man. You think that you think that you know, or you imagine something's going to be a certain way. And this is this, and like I said, every video I made, none of it was justice for Baumgardner. I never said she was innocent. I don't know that she's innocent. You understand what I mean? I'm just saying I want to hear the rest of this shit. That's all. Because as far as I'm concerned, she's guilty until proven innocent. And I don't know what the fuck else. I'm not trying to say anything to convince people of shit. Other than, like I said, I'm just expressing the point that we have to look at everything from every side, and we can't sit here and act like this shit can't be true. It has to be. Oh, like Eddie Hearn when he was saying, I would be a complete idiot to do this and this and this and that. And yeah, but the same way we're saying how these fighters all say the same thing. Okay, how many times have somebody said Eddie Hearn was fucking lying about something? Now all of a sudden, because he denies it, he's telling the truth. Yeah, so I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I don't have to bring up Frank Warren, because in this situation with Frank Warren is saying Alycia Baumgardner was about to leave him, and him criticizing Anthony Joshua, and all. We know there's a rivalry there with Frank Warren. It's a lot of jealousy, hate, and envy on his end. As simple as that. Okay. And he says things that if for the people that hate Eddie Hearn, for whatever reason, I don't know why y'all hate these people. We don't know them. But in terms of, like, I don't like a lying, dirty, rotten motherfucker. But the same way that these fighters would take shortcuts and cheats to get an edge, what the fuck you think the promoters are doing? What you think management is doing? You think these motherfuckers are clean, but the fighters are dirty? That's all I'm saying. It's we have to clean up boxing. Period. Otherwise, like I said, you got to listen, simple. To eliminate drugs, and I'm going to end this video. Say it again. And always let this sit in your minds as common sense. To eliminate drugs from being on the streets, you have to go after the drug user, the drug dealer, and the drug supplier. Simple. And that same thing applies to boxing. Because if not, we'll have someone else probably in a couple of weeks popping dirty. And we won't find out till weeks or months afterwards that person popped dirty. That's all. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.